Blessed and happy Easter to all of you. I would like to greet you with the words from the Bible, Gospel of Luke, chapter 24. In their fright, the women bowed down with their faces to the ground, but the men, or angels, said to them, "Why do you look for the living among the dead? He is not here, he is risen." On this Easter, I want to greet you with the words by famous musician Leonard Cohen, who said, "There is a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in." On this morning of resurrection, I would like us not to be focused on our troubles and worries, but on new opportunities the message of the gospel presents us. Sometimes people say that the stories about miracles and great heroes like Jesus only distracts us from the real life, and they are in a way escapist. One of the great storytellers of 20th century also inspired me, John Ronald Reuel Tolkien, would disagree. He would say that ancient stories, legends, and fantasy literature can encourage our imagination and help us to face real life. Tolkien believed that every good story, at its best, can remind us of the primary story of God, that is, the good news of the gospel. And if you look at the Tolkien's famous trilogy, Lord of the Rings, apart from its fantastic elements, we see a sad and even tragic story where the dark forces slowly overcame the world and the good heroes have little hope to succeed. But we see also that Tolkien has made his epic story in a way that in the most darkest moments, when all hope seems to be lost, there is a sudden good turn of events. Tolkien was convinced that this is a way how to present the crucial message of the gospel. He even created his own term. He didn't want to use just happy ending, but coined the term eucatastrophe, a good catastrophe, or sudden good turn of tragic events. He said that this doesn't just explain his story, but God's greater story and the gospel. In his work on fairy stories, Tolkien writes, "The birth of Christ is the eucatastrophe of man's history. The resurrection is the eucatastrophe of the story of the incarnation. The story begins and ends in joy. It has preeminently the inner consistency of reality. There is no tale ever told that man would rather find was true, and none which so many skeptical men have accepted as true on its own merits. For the art of it has the supremely convincing tone of primary art, that is, of creation. To reject it leads either to sadness or to wrath." Near the end of Lord of the Rings, we can find the words of Sam, who says, "Gandalf, I thought you were dead, but then I thought I was dead myself. Is everything said going to come untrue? Is everything said going to come untrue?" This is a great question for every one of us. On Easter Day, can we believe it? Is it really possible that all the troubles and tragedies around us can somehow have good ending, not just in this world? The answer of the morning of resurrection is affirmative. Where people lose hope and see the end of all stories, God sees new beginning. On the morning of resurrection, there comes Jesus with the words, I make all things new. Jesus doesn't remain in the grave, and what is more important for us all, also his disciples, in every age, are not afraid, but they find new ways how to witness God's new life in their relationships. God's new light can shine even through the cracks of our lives. The morning of resurrection says to us, the sadness is not final. God is someone who makes everything sad to come untrue. Can we believe that? Christ is risen, indeed. God bless you now and always. Amen.